The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now to learn more.
800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. 800-240-4587. That's 800-240-4587.
Why have thousands of aspiring authors teamed up with Christian Faith Publishing to publish their book? Because Christian Faith Publishing is an author-friendly publisher who understands that your labor is more than just a book. We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process, professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the publishing industry. And as always, you will retain 100% of the rights to your book.
I was looking to find a company that I could trust, one that assisted in the editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair, the world's lightest wheelchair, is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good morning, Jobfather Nation. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
I'm muted.
No, you're not.
Hey,
I can hear you.
Jobfather Nation. Oh, there was an orange thing that said I was muted.
Technology.
Yeah. How are y'all this wonderful Friday right before a holiday weekend, which we are so excited to refresh and recuperate. We are excited to be here. NTX Radio, which is formerly Joco Community Radio, is a member of EMG, a radio and podcast collective. We're proudly serving all of North Texas. We are live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network and on our station app. Download it for free. Check out our lineup and more at ntxradio.com. We are honored and just grateful to be a part of this radio network reaching many, many communities, not only in North Texas, but our show actually reaches job seeker groups all throughout the U.S. and globally. So we're excited to be here. Before we get started with our exciting time on the show today, let's bow our head for a quick word of prayer. Father God, thank you again for blessing us to be here for yet another Friday to come together with the job seeker community. We just ask, Lord God, you would use this show to help um, support and grow the job seeker community, open jobs of opportunity for each of them, and may you get the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Well,
Amen.
Foster, yeah, I know we have an exciting show planned for our viewers.
Yeah, it'll be a good one today.
Yep. The first half we're gonna partner with our viewers and share a lot of things we see and have learned from the Job Seeker Network, and then I
Uh-huh.
will let Foster introduce our incredible guests for the second half of the show. But before we get there, do we have a funny
Dad
dad
joke.
joke to start with?
Okay, y'all, this one's real lame, but that's okay. The ladies will laugh and make me think that it's a good one. So, you guys know what a mollusk is? Mollusk, right? So
Yes.
now I saw this guy walking down the road pulling a mollusk on a leash. I'm like, dude. I'm like,
How do you
isn't it
do
hard?
that?
I know. I said, dude, how do you walk? How are you? Isn't it hard to walk with a pulled muscle?
Oh, Foster.
I got
It
that one right away.
it took
Foster.
it took Jan a minute to get there. I knew it'd be that way. So all of our listeners, you guys can
That was
chime in and
funny.
let me know the thumbs up or thumb down on that one. So
I love it.
the one that we're gonna have on the second part of the show is gonna be lame too, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So guys, there are a couple of jobs. Dana probably has some jobs that she wants to make you guys aware of. I want to say that you guys over in Las Colinas. Now I'm talking to the people that live in Dallas Fort Worth. You guys know where Las Colinas is.
That's my
Uh,
neighborhood. Bring it.
that's your
Yep.
neighborhood. That's
I
right.
lived in that area for 15 years. That's my home
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Okay.
Dana and I used to go
Mhm.
eating stuff over there.
All the time.
Sushi, I
Ah,
know. So uh, there's a company called Vizient, Vizint.
Mm-hmm.
Believe
Mm-hmm.
is
uh-huh.
they form 'cause, they have programs that they use and they develop to support healthcare and the health companies, the health industry, and
Okay.
they are on a tear right now. Boy, they're doing a lot of hiring. So you guys pull up Vizient and check them out. I
Absolutely.
also, on a different note, I am representing a company in a large insurance company. A buddy of mine owns a large insurance company that needs to hire an agency administrator. Now,
Mm.
this is going to be a person. The lady that is in this position is leaving, and she I think she's retiring, and her husband I think they're going to go move off down the tropics somewhere. But we are looking for, guys, an agency administrator, and that's exactly what it is. It's going to be the right hand person for my buddy Reynolds that owns that company. You're going to need an executive assistant background like Jan
Mhm.
has. I've got Jan in, and I'm
Yes.
promoting Jan for this position. But I want you guys to know that this position is available. And if you have an administrative background and you're interested in the insurance industry, you will be learning all there is to do about insurance. This insurance agency insures everything, and it's involved in stuff that you guys didn't even know insurance companies did. So it's pretty cool. The recruiter for that position is who's talking right now, me, Foster.Williams at sbcglobal.net. And
Mhm.
that's or you guys can call me 214-728-6930, and we'll talk about it. So uh all right, Dana, I think I want to share with us today, as you said, some tips and things that we job seekers, is real easy to overlook some of these things, guys, but we don't want to do that. We want the best opportunities to find the right career opportunity to dig into that we have. So, and you guys, I want to know you and Jan's opinion on some of these. Now, a lot of times, guys, I will go and look somebody up. I'm a recruiter. I will go and look somebody's LinkedIn profile up. Now, guys, you got to know that if you send me your resume and you're applying for a position, I'm going to go and check out, and other recruiters are going to go and check out your LinkedIn profile. Now,
Mm-hmm.
on those profiles, now if I determine that oh my goodness, you're a good fit for this position, I want to talk with you. Uh, a lot of profiles I go to, guys, don't have the phone numbers of the
Mm.
people that I want to see. Now we don't springboard off a resume all the time. A lot of times, me and Dana might find somebody in LinkedIn and go, "Oh my God, this is who I'm looking for." So I want to reach out and touch you. I will send you an email, but I don't want to sit up all day and wait for you to get back home from what you're doing to find the email and respond. I want to get to you as quickly as I can. I want to get to you quicker than some other recruiter might want to get to you. So if your numbers are not on your LinkedIn profile, I can't call you right away and get to you and let you know about the job.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do y'all think
True.
about that?
Well, I honestly always keep my number on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional networking tool. It's not
Yes,
Yes, it is.
quite the same as social
Yes,
media where, you may not where someone might be trying to find you to date you. LinkedIn is a professional networking tool. It is your
that's right.
online resume and reference hub. I always keep my email address and my phone number on LinkedIn. And I will tell you right now, I have never once had any weird or suspicious calls from doing that. And if you
I'm
are
glad
in
you
the
said
job
that.
search, it's absolutely critical to do that. And it's absolutely critical to make sure your LinkedIn is fully up to date, that your
Uh-huh.
resume and what's on your
yes,
LinkedIn is consistent and it aligns. I actually do. It's funny that you brought that up. I have very affordable packages that I do for many people in the network where I help them get their resume in a really good professional place so that people that are making decisions at companies, it'll look the way that it will speak to them to help open your odds of getting called. But then I also align the LinkedIn as part of the package because I have seen people get passed on because of the jobs and the dates they have on LinkedIn don't match what's on their
Don't match
resume,
up. That's
and they'll
right.
immediately
yes,
toss the person
yes.
out no matter how good they are because it's like, oh, something shady. So it's so important to take that LinkedIn seriously. I can't speak that enough.
Yeah, and there is some people, some of the ladies out there, and we understand this world is crazy and you don't want to have your phone number out there. But here's what I'm going to suggest that you do. Guys, go and get a Google phone number for your job search. So if somebody
That's
calls that
great.
number, you will know that they're calling about job search.
It's a good
And
idea.
Yes,
and
that
Dana said,
is.
y'all, Dana and I were talking. Me and Dana talk all the time, but Dana brought this up and said, "Hey, we need to be answering our phone, you guys." So
Hmm.
that's very, very important. And
Yeah.
and I understand how today's society is. I do, and get that Google number so that you know. I think it's a good idea anyway, but
I
get
That
that
do.
Google
is. I like
number.
that.
And if somebody calls that number, you display your Google number. Somebody calls that Google number, that's for job search, and you know what
And
you answer that
mhm.
phone what you're going to be talking about. Go ahead, Jan.
Oh, and Foster, I just want to kind of piggyback and reiterate what Dana said. Yes, this is a professional site. I have been on LinkedIn since it first started. For years, I've got over 1,000 um, people connected on my LinkedIn, and I'm
Uh huh.
following numerous companies. I have never been positioned or propositioned in anything that is not professional. And
Uh huh.
I just want to just secure people that I feel trusted, that where I can trust this site to put my number up. And
Uh
yes,
huh.
people do call me, and yes, I do get contacted. So I want to have that convenience of being connected to quickly because that's what recruiters want and do. If they can't connect with
That's
you,
right.
boom, they're moving.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
no choice
That's a
but
good
move
point.
on. Yeah, we got an open
Hmm.
Yeah,
position, and we've only got so much time to devote to that that hiring manager in that position anyway, because
Yeah.
when you're a Dana and I who are corporate recruiters, we may have 20 other things that we're working on, guys. So help
Yeah.
us out whenever you can with that. So there's another thing that I noticed, guys. We kind of have changed our minds a little bit over the years, over the last 5 years about job fairs.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
we just had a big, big old huge job fair. That's the biggest job fair I've ever been to in my life, Dana.
I
At
was
over at
there.
Globe Life. Yeah, you were there. Over at
It
Globe
was
Life,
big.
it was huge. It was, I think, it was 500 plus companies there, Dana.
That's
And
amazing.
isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and Dana and I have been recruiting a long time. We've seen some big old job fairs, but this one was ridiculous. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
this one was probably
Chicago, all of that.
twice the
Yep.
size of what we've seen before. But guys, companies are going to, and you guys are feeling the pressure now of getting us to come back to the office, because you know what we did. You know what we did during COVID. Everybody, almost everybody's working from home. Almost everybody's
Yeah.
working remote, and
Hmm.
now companies are wanting to get back to the office.
They are.
So
They are. Big
I'm
time.
It's
finding
where
that
we're
if
headed.
you guys go to the job fairs, if you got time, and we all know we ain't got no job, we better be going somewhere.
Yeah.
So you know what? Go
Those
to
are
those
great.
job fairs. Before you go to those job fairs, do this: see who's going to be at that job fair. See if one of your target companies is going to be there, or maybe there's a company you didn't even know about that's in the industry that you want to get into that's going to be there. Look and see who maybe some of the recruiters are. Look and see the openings at that company by going to their website, checking them
Yes.
out. So then when you walk up to that booth, you'll have an idea about what you want to talk about. You'll have questions already that you want to you want to ask these companies. Man says I disagree with the push for the office. A lot of people disagree. I agree
Yeah.
with you there, man. A lot of people disagree for this push,
Hmm.
but guys, this is reality. This is what
It
companies are
is.
doing, and so
Well,
we need to be ready. Go ahead, Dana.
yeah, I was going to say, trust me, I love the idea of getting to work from home some too, but companies are getting back to where they feel that the collaboration in office, which I've noticed is very helpful. You build deeper relationships
You
than when
do
you're remote.
absolutely.
Yes, you
But the
do.
bigger thing is productivity. And it depends on the
Yes.
role and it depends on the individual. Some people can work remote and stay right on top of things and be super productive, and some can't, and their performance goes down, and it's harder to manage performance remote than it is on site, and I think
Oh
that's
yeah,
probably the bigger reason. But I'm hoping companies, I still see a lot of hybrid, and I feel like a lot of companies, to embrace both sides of the table, are still allowing 1 to 2 days a week from home.
uh huh,
I do see
Yeah.
that, and
Mhm.
honestly, it's a great mix. As much as I love working remote, uh, my current role now, which I love, is primarily in office, and I was really nervous about it. But for those that are job seekers out there, I want to encourage you. I was nervous about it at first because I'd been remote for like 5 or 6 years, maybe even 7, and I'm really
I know
enjoying it.
recruiters. Yeah,
Yeah, I have built some really good relationships. I feel a part of something, and it's
Yes,
been
that's important.
very educational in terms of communication and growth and presenting yourself professionally, because you can get
Yes, it
away with a lot
does.
more on a TV screen, right? Or I'm sorry, a computer screen. So, it is what it is. The market will continue to shift. It does, and
it's done that as long as I've been in it. Yeah,
yeah, and a lot of companies that are global are a lot more, if it's a global organization, they're going to be a lot more open to working remote, but here within the US, it's getting worse and worse and harder to find anything remote. Just depends on the organization, the
yeah.
industry, and or your individual leader.
There have been
It
some
does.
companies that have made everybody, everybody's got to come back to the office. Now, I don't think that's completely fair, because I know a company that said everybody come back to the office for 40 hours a week. And if you can't do it, go find another job.
Yeah. No, yeah, some companies do that.
It's
That would probably
crazy.
be the extreme other opposite, but a lot of companies will negotiate like at least a day from
Uh-huh.
home.
Uh-huh.
Like I work Fridays from home, and then my boss is cool. Like if I need an extra day during the week because I've got people coming over, whatever, she's good with that. But certain
You do
roles
have a
need to
cool
be in
car.
office, especially a lot of the entry to mid-level roles. Sometimes, depending on the individual and what they're doing, it's harder to track productivity. So,
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, absolutely, it can be. And
hmm
I know your boss, she is really cool. But
yeah, she is.
I'm gonna tell you another thing that okay, guys. Here's where I'm coming from with this suggestion. I am in fact, I'm one of the original creators of the Texas Recruiter Network. So we got a whole bunch of recruiters that
Hmm.
get together every first Wednesday of every month over in Dallas, and we get together and we talk
Uh-huh.
about our stuff. We talk about how we can do things better, what we can talk about. And the number one thing, is it the number one thing? Yes. I would say this is the number one thing. Uh, we do a lot of Zoom networking in today's
Mm.
time. And
Yes.
I invite these recruiters out to specific meetings like South Lake Focus Group, Fort Worth Career Search Network, HR, all of these type of places to find the
Uh-huh.
exact people that they're looking for. Now, here's what I'm seeing job seekers doing. And I'm going to get close to the screen when I say this. Y'all need to stop this. So turn these these recruiters are saying, y'all, turn your cameras on. Come on now. How are you going to
Yes.
network and you're got a
Exist.
blank screen? I think at the very least, some of us use our LinkedIn profile picture when we are off camera and it shows that LinkedIn profile picture. I'm okay with that. Not all recruiters are. Not all, most recruiters think you ought to have your camera on so I can see what you look like, see how you answer questions, and see your facial expressions
Absolutely.
for a lot of things, guys. It's more
Yep.
important than what we're thinking about.
Oh yeah.
So
May I
another
jump?
thing that
Oh,
I got one more thing, Dana,
okay.
I'm gonna say it on
Questions.
this.
Yep.
A lot of
Hmm.
people now, Jan is not, guys, she's not guilty of this, but I'm gonna use Jan for an example. If she gets on a Zoom networker and she just has Jan on the screen, she doesn't put her full name on there. I like to put the area of the United States in which I live because y'all know I network all across the United States on Zoom every day. And so, why would you not put your full name? And for some of you guys, you might want to put where you live. Those things are very important. Okay, I'm gonna shut up. Go, Dana.
No, that's really good. Well, I just didn't want to forget because you brought up the camera thing.
Yes.
If you are set up for a video conference, it's not an option. You must have your camera on.
Correct.
It's
Oh
really
yeah.
Correct.
important. And
Yeah.
if you can't do a video conference, say you had surgery or something, then you need to share that up front with the recruiter and ask the recruiter, what would you recommend I do? Like, say you just had like, something removed off your face and you have bandages everywhere. That's one thing.
You
But,
look like a
Yes.
mummy.
but I will tell you, we have a lot of, roles that we're hiring for in the billing department, and they're all teams interview video conference interviews, and if a candidate shows up to one and doesn't have her camera on, they pass right away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Some of these
don't
recruiters I
risk
talk to,
losing
yeah.
the job over that. Ask about it,
Don't
Yeah.
forget, in the middle of this, there's the old adage within communication, our body language speaks more than our
It
words.
it
does.
does.
It
The
does.
We've got
nonverbal
to see
communication.
both. If you can't show
Hmm
both, I'm trying to figure out, are you hiding something? What's going on? It's just
Yeah,
kind of that
exactly.
little red flag all the way up front.
Hmm
That's very
Very
true.
good point.
You
Hmm
guys know my dad was a pastor, and he used to tell me, son, you will know them by their countenance. When somebody's
Ooh.
telling you a story,
Yes,
somebody's telling you something, that that how your face looks can tell Foster and other people that are very
absolutely.
observant whether you're lying or not. I don't know if I'm completely buying what you're trying to tell me. Guys, when we are in interviews, keep that eye contact going as well,
Absolutely.
because when we start telling things that we think that they want to hear, we think
Hmm
we're trying to be smart and all that stuff. We start looking up and down on the ground, looking around, and we generally tend to not keep eye contact with a person when we're trying to give something that we really that we're fudging on.
Yeah, that's so true. You can tell a lot by the way someone carries themselves,
Hmm.
countenance on camera, the way they communicate, and just like we discussed earlier, your nonverbal cues are critical. Yeah, and the reason people do video conference is sometimes geographically you can't come into the office, and sometimes the video conference is the first step so that we don't have to make the candidate come into the office for every part of the interview. So what we'll do is start out with a couple video conferences, and then if they're a finalist, we'll bring them in the office. So
Right.
same thing with video camera. You want to present yourself professionally. You want to make sure you have professional clothes. You want to have some sort of a professional
Yes.
screensaver. Don't show them your
Yes.
personal stuff in the background. They don't need to know if you run marathons, or you know what I'm saying, like, and you have medals hanging up in the back or pictures of your family. All of our almost every single video conference platform has free backgrounds. Don't pick something crazy. Just make it look like an
Yeah.
office in the
Yes.
background.
Close
Yeah.
the door behind you so your wife doesn't get out of the shower and come dashing past.
That
Y'all,
too.
as I'm on these Zoom meetings all over the United States, you would be surprised
What you see.
what
Yeah.
at what
Yeah.
you see.
I had a
Absolutely.
friend that was in a Zoom meeting, and I don't know why he didn't have a background on. If you have a background, unless someone's immediately behind you, you can't see what's going on more than like 2 feet away. Well, he didn't have a background on, and one of his sons came out of the room because they're homeschooled to go to the bathroom, and the door's open, and his camera is facing the back. His desk and camera behind him is the bathroom, and the son starts going to the bathroom. And he's like,
No.
Oh
ah!
yeah.
And he was on like a call at work. It was so funny. I was like, oh my gosh. So
It is fun. Zoom, we appreciate some of the fun that you've given us with this stuff.
yeah,
We,
you
we
do see
you
some
know,
crazy things.
we gripe about a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of fun in this stuff, y'all. Uh,
Yeah.
there's something else that I want to bring up that I notice when we are networking, and I see this more out of I would say, the executive level than the individual contributor level. When we are telling everybody how to help us, when we're telling them we have 5 minutes, tell us what you do, guys. Everybody is not in our industry, and we're using acronyms that
Ooh.
the IT people are using
Correct.
acronyms, and people in HR are like, "Look, this is way, this is way
That's a
above my
good
head."
Right.
point. Know your
Now,
audience.
you know your audience, and guys,
Yes.
we need to break it down. And a lot of times we need to tell people what we do on a daily basis. Break it down and say, "Hey, this." Make it as simple as possible, because a lot of us
Yes.
like to use that flowery corporate language, and and we're trying to impress people by our use of big words, and they leave and they don't even know. Okay, Dana told me what she did, but I don't really understand what all that is. So guys, let's break it down and help people understand what we do on a daily basis, instead of
Yeah.
using these flowery words trying to look all important and stuff, because
Be-
we will run off and
It's
leave a
true.
lot of people.
It's true.
Foster's one of those people. Foster's a recruiter, and you
Yeah.
guys, sometimes I'm like, huh?
Yeah, corporate speak can be good in the right
Uh-huh.
environment, but
In
you
the
got to
right
know your
environment.
audience. I've seen these funny. There's Noodles the Pooch.
Oh,
Uh, I don't know if you've seen Noodles the Pooch,
Online.
I've
but
seen those. Yeah.
she's online. She's one of my favorite, dog social media dogs, and they dress her up as like a business professional, and she types on her keyboard, and they have a joke. She has a secret liquor drawer in her
Nice.
desk, and so she puts the liquor in it, and then every time they say a big corporate word, she takes a shot. And it's
No.
like, and at the end of the video, her glasses are
Oh
like
God.
that.
Yeah.
So the whole point of that little story is it's okay to have some corporate jargon in there, but don't overdo it. Know your
Mhm.
audience, that type of thing. Don't roll
Dana.
around
Correct.
with like your sunglasses on like that.
Dana is saying some words that, guys, we need to get. Know your audience. Know who you're talking to. Look,
Yes.
Dana's looking pretty cool with those shades on. Check her out.
This is what I'm saying.
There she
Corporate
is,
speak. I
right
had to put my
there.
glasses on. I drank too much. No, I'm just kidding.
We've got Jason Hopper with
This is
us, and
coffee, I promise.
we got J Hop with us, Dana, and then we've got Gerard Robo
J
out in
Hop,
Florida, and
Gerard,
guys,
Yeah.
Gerard is a
Gerard. Okay.
wonderful, wonderful networker. Guys, if you can connect with Gerard, I know you can. You got LinkedIn. Come on now. Come on, son. Uh, Gerard, Gerard Roble, Roble. He's probably easily the the top networker in the United States,
So
honestly.
good you're
So
here,
connect with him.
Gerard.
Yeah, it's good to see you, Gerard. Love you, man. And so, guys, that flowery language stuff runs off and leaves a lot of us recruiters. We talk about these things in that group of recruiters that I told you guys about earlier. We talk about a lot of things that we just can't use. I mean, you know, we get those people and we put them in the trash can, or you know, you got that recycle bin on your computer,
Oh
and
my
and you
gosh.
and you
Recycle.
slide that resume over and drop it in the recycle bin. And that's not good. Okay, guys, we're coming back with Jan. I hear the music. And we're coming back. We're going to learn all about Jan Pomerantz.
Woo!
Okay, yes, we are.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design, Romika Laser Engraving will help you make your mark. And the best part, our prices are affordable and our turnaround time is quick.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark. Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
All right.
Hey, Jobfather Nation, how are you? We are so excited to be back for the second half. Just a reminder, we are so excited and honored to be part of North Texas Radio and EMG Collective. And it serves not only North Texas, but it's radio and podcast. Something to really think about because there's a lot of great things that you can catch and listen to and watch, including yours truly on NTX Radio. We are live 365 on the TuneIn Radio Network and on our station app. Download it free and check out not only yours truly, the Jobfather Nation team, but the rest of the lineup. Now, second half, we are so excited to speak with Jan, but I do want to say real quick, Beacon Oral Specialist is hiring. Okay, we are about to post an exciting opportunity for a full-time supply chain expert within the healthcare space. We acquire and run oral surgery practices, so we need individuals that have very specific healthcare experience. We also are hiring for an RCM analyst, must have healthcare revenue cycle management experience, hands down.
Cycle management, okay.
And we also have a director of payer contracting for the revenue cycle management team. Now, with
man.
all that being said, I forgot to do a shout out for Mez on the first half. We are so excited to have our Mez as part of our
Always.
team.
Yep.
Yep, she keeps us up and running and in check and in alignment. So thank you, Mez, for all you do to help support
Yes.
the show.
Absolutely.
Foster, before
Uh-oh.
we jump into our wonderful Jan, how about you share your goofy joke of the second half?
I want to give a shout out to my buddy Mindy, who is out in Florida. She's not very far from you, Gerard. And Mindy, I'm saying you're in Florida. Have you moved? Because I know you spent time in California. Anyway, hey Mindy, God bless you. And okay, here's our dad joke for the second part of the show, guys. So
I'm
knock,
laughing already.
y'all got to help me with this, and this is a good one. You guys might figure it out before I even get it out. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Who there?
Ju- Justin.
Justin who?
Just in time to open this door.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my
That's actually
gosh.
a pretty good one.
Mindy, we might have to promote you to be our joke corrector. give us a rating of 1 to 10 on our jokes. Mostly it's the dad jokes. So, Dana doesn't make a good dad, so I usually come up with most of them.
Hey, I've had a couple funny ones, the
Yeah,
undie pants
you
ones.
have. I want to shout out to Audra, who is out in Waco, my homegirl. She sends me dad jokes in sometimes, and sometimes I'm using Audra's dad jokes. So very cool. All right, I want you guys to meet my buddy Jan Pomerantz. There she is, right down there.
Hi.
I've known Jan for a very, very long time, and you know what? Jan is a Jan has worked as an I like to say that Jan is an operations manager in the office environment.
Yes.
And I would let's hear more and see what more that Jan says about Jan than Foster. Foster got this crazy Texas accent, by the way. Look at my shirt. I'm wearing my colors today. 'Cause
I love Texas.
tomorrow, guys, there's so many college football games. My mind's going
Woo!
to be jippy all day long.
I
So,
know.
go Longhorns and go Jan Pomerantz.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Let's hear from
Here
Jan.
we go. I am all of the above: the administrator, the office manager, the project manager, the executive assistant. I definitely quickly get entrusted by C-suite and utilized. I have a very diverse background that can get transitioned and positioned into companies. And what my goal is to be the backbone and be the company expert, quickly become that expert. So C-suite can transition to do what they need to do. I've got the back covered while you can move forward to do what you truly need to do. And I'm going to be entrusted, and it's going to successfully happen quickly. I get nicknames. They call me the gatekeeper, the queen of one-off projects, the go-to gal. I quickly get nicknamed, and they'll be saying, go see Jan. She'll take care of it, or she'll figure it out. And that's what I do. I keep you
Jan had some
spoiled.
time at Verizon. Yeah.
Right.
Jan does keep you. That's a good. I'm glad you said that, Jan. You are a spoiling agent, a spoiling catalyst for a lot of C-level folks. I've never been C-level, but guys, I was a guy that reported to the C-level. So don't cut me short, you guys. There's a reason why I'm always telling y'all all this stuff. So, Jan, honestly, Jan and her sister and brethren, if you will, in those positions do most of the work. Honestly, I honestly guarantee you a C-level person can't get their work done without a Jan around.
The background.
Come on, Jan. So Jan, tell us a little bit about like what types, just so people know a little bit about what titles you've held, like what types of roles you're looking for that support the C-suites.
My types of roles, I truly have fun being the office manager or the administrator. I have managed many products, not only am I doing my job responsibilities, but I also get entrusted with extra projects on top of that. I've managed build outs, moves, reconfigurations, very high events for C-suites that are award-winning ceremony events that we're going to. I also get utilized and put on teams whenever we need to launch new endeavors and to successfully brainstorm, because sometimes teams get stuck and we're not getting things done within budget or within time frames. I've got the strength to say yes and to say no.
That's
and to
good.
successfully brainstorm with them. The best
Yeah.
part is that my skills are transferable into any industry. I can take this anywhere. And you were
Yeah, you can.
talking about Verizon earlier, GTE Verizon, which is where Foster and I were. One of
That's
the
right.
things, yes, that's where we go back all the way to. And one of the things that I truly value about being there, when we were at Verizon, every employee was required to every year increase their education, their technical skills, and their interaction skills with others. So I was taught after college, within my career, how to see the value in others. It's not just about processes, it's about connecting with others, appreciating who they are, and bringing out the best in them as well. I was talking to
Love
Foster.
it.
Yes, I was talking to Foster yesterday. I've got this little extra thing or balance that other people don't have. I'm almost fully ambidextrous. So
Oh
I
yeah,
fire.
that.
Yes, I fire from both cylinders at the same time.
Yeah, you
So
do.
not only am I the high-end achiever, but I'm also the connector that sees the values in others and brings out the best. I've got that balance. Those cylinders fire at the same time. And you don't always see that in an
No,
achiever.
hey,
Yeah.
that does not happen with me. I'm definitely right-handed. It's funny.
That's
It
amazing.
is.
So
Jan could probably be in a meeting and she could be writing. She could have a pad in her left hand and a pad in the right hand,
I
and
do
you
that with
Yeah.
my
look and know
mouse.
it's left. Yeah.
I do
That
that with
is
my mouse. I flip it
crazy.
left side, right side all the time. It's like, okay, I'm tired. I just fling it over to the other side. So
Wow. Jan,
Yeah.
what I see a lot of people do, and I know that you, being in the different projects that you've had to lead and
uh-huh.
organize and orchestrate, a lot of people in your position move into project management. They really do.
Yes.
I'm not telling you to do that, but
I
Yes.
was for sure,
yeah.
but I agree with Foster 100%.
Dana and I have both seen that one, and it
Yeah.
makes sense. I mean, guys, come on now, especially when you're looking at Microsoft and all these products that they have that help us get the communication done and things like that. If you have that ability, and Microsoft makes obviously project management software. Hey, Carrie Livonius. I'm sorry, guys. I'm ADD. I saw somebody join us. So,
That's awesome.
and Sharon Adams is with us too. Hey, Sharon, go
Hey,
Stars.
Sharon.
She's the biggest Dallas Stars fan you own.
Yeah.
It's
And I'll
ridiculous.
tell you
So,
right now, just post-COVID, earlier in our conversation, we were talking about how many people are working from home and having to transition
uh-huh,
back into the office.
uh-huh,
Sometimes the hard part of transitioning back into the office is people don't have the strength to connect or the confidence or to connect. They're
Yeah.
insecure about that, or they have the
That's
avoidance to not connect.
uh-huh.
Within the office industry, we have to be connectors.
Yeah, we
And
do.
there's one word, Foster, I would like to add to the dictionary. I
Throw
know
it
we
out
talk
there.
about leadership all the time,
Mhm.
and this takes connectedship. I think we need to come up with a word called
Ooh,
followship.
I like that.
We
I
have
do
to
too.
know how to follow.
Mm-hmm.
As it's not about just leading and navigating others. Are you also a good follower? And that's what it
That makes
takes to be a
sense.
liaison.
How you gonna lead anything if you're not a good follower? I mean, if you
Yeah,
don't
that's a
know
I'm
good
how to
telling
lead
point.
you,
anything, yeah.
I know it.
Very good
Some
point.
people, I've seen people reject following.
Mhm.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and it's not a good, it's not a successful thing to do within the industry.
So I am a talent acquisition. If Carter is listening, Carter was on our show last week. Carter, I'm a talent acquisition director. Now, if I didn't learn my craft by following people like Dana and
Hmm.
Gail Houston and others, if I didn't learn to follow, how in the world could I have possibly learned to lead a group of recruiters, much less
It's
93
true.
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
three
It's true.
continents? But uh, guys, that fellowship is very important. And there may not be a word called fellowship. I know that, but Janet and I just made it up.
I
So,
like it. It makes so much sense, honestly. And
Mr.
yeah, leaders
Webster,
have to listen and learn to go both ways, to listen, to
yeah,
Yes.
follow, to collaborate, to, you know, have that extra level of, I
Yes.
guess, ability to listen because it can be hard sometimes.
yeah,
And
it can be.
as
You
you
got
know,
people flying all over the place coming
it's
up with
true.
ideas. And
Yeah.
And if I'm a liaison and when I'm chosen to be a liaison by a leader, I'm
Yeah.
following what they say and just
yes,
implementing what they've asked.
right.
I'm
Yes.
not reinventing, I'm following what they're wanting.
You've got a cadre of skills that that most of the leaders do not have at the magnitude that you do. And so a lot of times you put us together by using that cadre of skills that you have in order so
Uh-huh.
we can make sense about what we're leading about, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Correct.
Mr. Webster, leadership or fellowship, that's it. Fellowship may not be in your book, but put it in there. But I want you to do one thing: give me and Jan Pomerantz credit for fellowship.
There you go. Thanks, Webster.
Mr. Webster.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr. Webster. All
Yeah.
right. This is
Very
going good.
exciting.
I
So,
want you
Jan,
companies to see Jan. Go, go, go.
no, that's great,
Innovating.
Foster. No, Jan. So, um, what are when you think back to some of your previous roles and some of the things
Uh-huh.
that you did, what were some of the positive things that you got in terms of feedback with your accomplishments, the way you approach things,
Uh-huh.
and some of the things that you achieved?
I'll tell you what has caught me off guard. Um, there have been a couple times when I've been given Employee of the Month, and there was one company I didn't
Oh,
even know we had it. And
oh my
so,
gosh.
and I'm like, what? I wasn't even
Hmm.
trying, or I didn't even know they had it. And it's like, okay. And I can't get a bigger compliment than that, than not even trying
That's a pretty
to
big one.
jock for it. Uh, we had
Exactly.
we had an HR generalist when after I started a company that was no longer with us. We were in the middle of doing the manual for the company, and it was going through the approvals, and then she was no longer with the company. So
Oh,
while I'm starting my job, managing a build out, getting everyone out, the HR generalist is leaving. We need the manual done. I taught myself how to
oh,
be the HR generalist and taught myself that position. I learned the greenhouse application on my own that they were utilizing, as well
Wow.
as I'm the self starter. I definitely take initiative and I'm very proactive. So I taught myself the application. I interviewed the recruiters. None of them were doing the same thing within a greenhouse application. So when I met with the HR vice president, we got everything streamlined. I got notes typed up. I got the sites cleaned up. We got an HR generalist hired. I got her trained and everything was launched.
oh, good.
And it's just, you have an ending to the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I see
Yeah.
Christine Taylor's on with. I'm listening to what you're talking about, Jen, and that HR generalist and that HR. You stepping into that role, you
mhm.
guys should have hired Christine Taylor. Well, she probably wasn't. She was probably in school at Baylor. Go Bears!
Yes.
Hey, Christine. And so I like to give shout out to our especially our job seekers that tune into this show. But that's a very very important part that you weren't even involved at that level on that project,
Right.
and then by way of the company losing someone, you were able to jump in there and bandage up that wound.
Yes. And I've also spent over 10 years in the healthcare industry. I worked underneath the owner of a hospital. We bought the Baylor Scott Hospital in
Uh-huh.
Carrollton. We rebranded it as Carrollton Regional Medical Center. And so he entrusted me, the doctor that bought the hospital.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And I
Yeah, you have
acquired,
made.
135 agreements up front and worked with his attorney. Then he put me in HR where I handled some confidential matters. Then they put me into purchasing. I go where they tell me. I'm not worried about my job description or my title. It's
Yeah, we're
what do you
beyond
need
that now.
done? How do we need to get it done? I'm here for you. Let's do this together. It doesn't matter what my job description is. And I
see.
was, entrusted by a doctor. It's amazing the things that we did, and we have improved processes along the way because I had the confidence to say, well, why don't we take the purchasing instead of just scanning items in? Why don't we put scanners in all of the surgery rooms, the nurses' areas, and scan product out so we can track inventory coming and going? And that'll improve the
Wow.
buying process.
Yeah.
I see. So
That
you
is
did become
amazing.
part of that process. Absolutely. Now, Mayor's asked a good question. Jan, are you mobile? Now, that could mean a lot of things because, when you're working for a healthcare system, you may have to move
Yes.
from one hospital to another and administrate over here, administrate over there. I mean, are
Yes.
you able, and, of course, you work for Verizon, and I know you work with me.
Right.
So, yeah, I know you're mobile in that respect.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'll answer that question for her, but you go ahead and answer that question. You're Jan, I'm not.
I am
Foster.
transitional. I can take these skills anywhere. That's why
Yes.
I like what I'm doing, because I'm not just pigeonholed into one product. And that's what I love about it. I have supported
Mhm.
some wonderful sales teams throughout my career as well. When I was at Ultimate Software, they were a Fortune 100. They were number 5 on the Fortune
Okay.
100, and it was a medium-sized
Wow.
company. Corporate was in Florida, and I managed the office in Las Colinas. And
Okay.
so I managed all those endeavors along with the sales teams. And our sales teams had some high recognitions. It was a fun hustle. There was a lot to do. So the best
I
part
like
is
that
I can
word
take my
hustle.
skills anywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I like that it seems that you have been a quick transitioner, outside the box
Yes.
thinker, strategic,
Yes.
and industry agnostic. Those are all really important things.
Yes.
I'm really excited about that. What about core software skills like with Excel and, that type of thing? How comfortable are you with some of those items?
Love it. There used to be a time within the industry where we could even take classes. We were tested. I even
Oh,
have
wow.
old test scores. And
Oh
that's
my
what I
God.
do. I learn something new every day. And my goal every day is to be better than I was yesterday.
I love it.
I've
What
got
can
an
I
idea.
improve? Just what's that little thing that I can get better at or improve myself on? And I don't need acknowledgement from anyone. I just want to be a better me.
I love
One
it.
one thing that I don't believe I've ever run past Jan, and Jan and I talked quite a bit because we're long and a
Oh
long
yeah.
time. But some of you companies out there, some, not all, have a position called a CAO, a Chief Administrative Officer. Now, if you
Okay.
do,
Uh-huh.
Jan is at the level to where I would like to endorse her to be considered for that. If you guys have that and you have a need for a CAO,
Thank
call
you.
Jan Pomerantz. How you spell your last name,
Yes.
Jan? Spell your last name.
POM Pomerantz. Pomerantz.
I got it.
Okay.
You did it by 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I love that. One
Gotta
thing.
have a
Yes.
Z. There you go.
Do you know I always think of pomegranates when I see you?
I got
Well,
nicknamed Pom Pom because kids used to stutter my name, Pom Pom. They
really?
couldn't say anything. So it came out of, I get nicknamed Pom Pom. So
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
oh,
Cute nickname, though. That's such a cute nickname. So when you were younger,
that
Pom
is.
Pom? Yeah.
Right.
That's good for a girl, or guy.
Don't be calling me that.
Yeah, don't call me Pom Pom. That's
Jan,
so funny.
that's
I can
good.
see why you got Foster and my golden stamp of approval, and I hope everyone else can as well.
Thank you.
I mean, I am. Are you open to both contract? I know preference would be full time, but are you open to both right
Yes,
now? Okay,
I'm
good
open
to
to
know.
both.
Good question. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, um, I want to give myself a little credit here, and Dana helped me. Dana and Maz helped me realize this. The people that I bring on this show, guys, as job seekers, are exemplary. That's another
Mm-hmm.
big
Yes,
word other than
100%.
cadre
Wow.
there.
Yeah.
yes.
J Hop was saying, first you used the big old word, you said cadre, and it's not even a big long spelled out word. But guys, the people that are brought on the show do have the golden seal, the Jobfather Radio Network golden seal of approval. What you talking about, Foster? Well, Mez just put it in the chat because I and Mez and Dana network very heavily. We wouldn't have this show if we didn't. Now, there's a lot of observations that we make, and I observe all of these people that come on the show before I ask them to come on the show. These people are the absolute best that we have to offer in the network. So I like to bring them on the show. And
Thank
now
you.
Yeah.
You got Jan Pomegranate. No, I'm kidding. Dana missed that one. She's
No, I heard pomegranate. I did, but I'm like, oh, here we go. And then we're going to say
here we
pom
go.
pom. No, I'm kidding.
No, guys, it's Pomerantz. Now, P O M E Pomerantz.
A-N-T-Z.
A-N.
You see
T-Z.
why? Jan does this a whole lot better than I do, Dana. My goodness.
Pomerantz. Woo!
Now,
That's it.
Jan, with that last name that Dana just spelled out for you guys, Jan Pomerantz is available right now, guys. She's ready to go to work.
Yes.
So
Let's do
she
this.
does not have to put in a 2-week, 3-week. I even know a company that requires their employees when they're going to move away to put in a 4-week notice. Now, I think that's absolutely ridiculous, and I'm not deep enough in HR to know whether that's
That's
even legal
pretty
or not.
rare, but that is
That is
frustrating.
so
That
rare.
is. We're-
I see it from time to time. Every now and then someone has to give. Most of the time it's if they're in a role where it would cause a major
Right.
harm or
Uh-huh.
disruption for a company. They'll ask that person if they could give them a month to backfill them. Otherwise, they're going to be up, creek without a paddle. But every now and
Right.
then we'll see it. Every now and then, more
That's right.
commonly 2 weeks, sometimes 3.
Jan, I
Right.
mentioned it earlier, but check out
Uh-huh.
Vizient, especially since they're
I'm
in your
going to. I
backyard.
wrote that one down.
Yeah, check out
And
Vizient.
it's in the neighborhood. Absolutely.
Oh,
And
great!
are you familiar with Christus Healthcare?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
They are
Okay.
on my resume. I worked for them when they were launching the corporate into the DFW area. And so
Ah.
I love Christus.
Good
Now,
deal.
guys, once again, Jan is mobile. She is industry mobile. Now, what I'm talking about, Foster? Well, you know what? It doesn't have to be healthcare. She has had experience in healthcare. So, you healthcare companies, I know how y'all are, what you're thinking about. So, Jan, any industry that you come up with, she can apply her skills, and
Yes.
she can run that front office. She can be your CAO if you have that position. There is a engineering company over in Fort Worth that had that
Okay.
position. It made me think about it because a friend of mine out of
Okay.
the network had that actual position before she moved to California. So, guys, companies, this is why I suggest that you guys listen to Dana and I every Friday on this show, because we're bringing the best on here to meet you guys.
Yes.
All right. We are getting, I'm going to hear that music here pretty soon, Dana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're almost there. We're about
We're
a minute
almost
out.
there.
You
We are.
am.
But it has been a lot of fun, and I
Yeah.
know we have a big weekend
Thank
ahead. Does
you.
anyone
Oh
have
my
any
goodness.
extra plans this weekend?
College football.
Yeah, I'm
There
excited.
you
So it's
go.
officially starting this
I'll be
weekend
at the
then.
lake.
Oh, good.
Ooh,
Hey, there's the music. Jan says she's going to be at the lake, and there's music out there. And there's music right here. We'll see you guys next
Bye,
Friday.
everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jan.
It's nice to meet you. Thanks, Foster.
Nice
Thanks,
to meet you,
Dana.
Jan. You're awesome.
Yes.
Okay.
From Burleson to Venus and Grandview to Godley, this is the voice of Johnson County, Joco Community Radio.
Hey, travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Longer with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them.